All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this new episode of the Reality Kenya. And of course, my name is Simi Kenya as well. And of course, our guest, as usual, is one amazing guy, the Deputy Party Leader of Safina Party, Honorable Wakili Willis Otieno, Piki Ponki.
Pakamelo. Welcome.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Paka inaendeleaje sasa?
Paka inaendelea vizuri sana. Paka was in Rusinga over the weekend.
Yes.
We raised funds for Kaswana Primary School to rehabilitate the school. And we were joined by Governor Wanga and Governor Kangata for that event. And we hope that we'll be able to uplift the standards of that school, the quality of the classrooms, the sanitary facilities in the school. Yesterday we had an interesting incident. The High Court, Monday. The High Court of Kenya issued an order preserving the orders that had been issued before, stopping the implementation of the Finance Act. And the judge referred the file to the Chief Justice to constitute a three-judge bench to hear the case. So as it is now, the Finance Act stands suspended, and we should not be paying fuel at the price of 195 or almost 200, which price was informed by the raising of the VAT on fuel from 8% to 16%. So EPRA and the petrol stations should not wait for us to go after them. They should quickly go and reduce the sum to what it is as per required in the law. Fuel, VAT on fuel is 8%, not 16%. So the price of fuel should factor in VAT at 8%, not 16%. And this is an issue which, if they persist, we are going to take a class action suit on behalf of the people of Kenya to compel not just EPRA but the individual oil companies to bear the burden and refund the people of Kenya the extra money that they collected without a legal basis. You know, the price of fuel in Kenya is a violation of the law. To arrive at what is the retail price of fuel, it is through a legal process. That is why EPRA exists, and our Energy Act provides for the parameters to be used to arrive at the price. So the people of Kenya need to start demanding accountability from EPRA and the fuel stations, the companies, to obey the court order and reduce the price of fuel by less 8%, the VAT that increased it by. That was an interesting thing, and it's a celebration of our constitution that the courts are looking into the legality questions and the constitutionality questions, and where in this particular case they are satisfied that the threshold has been met. They should not shy away, they should continue giving such kind of orders so that we have an accountable government. An accountable government should also be superintended by an accountable governance, by those who are affected by the decisions of the court. They must obey them, and they must uphold what the court has said.
And if you look at that particular suspension, we saw so many Kenyans were celebrating, which means that they were against implementation of the same act. And what if the three-bench judges now decide that it is null and void? What do you think it will take on the Kenyans?
You know what happens is this. At the last opinion poll, over 90%, even if you look at the public memorandum that was shared with Parliament, over 90% of those who submitted say they don't agree with certain proposals in the Finance Act. There are several punitive provisions in that Finance Act that Kenyans from different sectors expressed dissatisfaction with that act. As I say, this act was attempting to do the impossible. Raising 1 trillion more in 1 year. What has taken previous presidents 10 years to do? He wants to do it in 1 year. It is impossible. You cannot milk blood out of a cow. You can only milk out of a cow. What Jubilee, the Kenya Kwanza administration is trying to do is to milk blood out of a cow. You can only milk. The cow cannot give you what it cannot produce through its udder. Unless now you want to kill it, then you start cutting the teeth, and blood will come out as opposed to milk. That is killing the cow. So that is what they were trying to do to the people of Kenya with this Finance Act, is to kill us. They are killing us with this tax burden that does not make sense.
Yeah.
So it is important that the people of Kenya and the courts have a say, through the courts have a say on how these measures were even arrived at. Did it even follow the basic provisions of the law? And we do believe that if the Constitution was followed and there was adherence to the provisions of the Constitution, what these guys have been trying to do, they could not even attempted it. Because the budget making process should be a very consultative process that takes into account the views and the interests of the people. Now, if 90% of the people are telling you that there's a problem with the proposals you're making, public participation must have meaning, and meaning to mean it must be qualitative. You must take into account all the sentiments of the people when you are coming up with proposals. If the people have told you over 90% of them, we don't want this, and that, then you still continue and put exactly that which you're saying. Then that is reducing public participation to be a conveyor belt, where you only do what you want and you're doing public participation as a formality, not with the intention to find a genuine conversation with the people and take into account what their concerns are in the public participation. So we wait for the three-judge bench to hear it, and we pray that the prayers that God has always given the people of Kenya, null and void, that and his brother void, can visit Kenya once.
You said that the prayers that
you know, Kenya always have a prayer that is null and void. So Ruto and Gachagua can now take the moniker null and void. Null and his brother void.
Null is the man on the top,
and the brother becomes the void. With those punitive tax measures. But then we must go back and now have a proper conversation with the people of Kenya. Because people of Kenya, even as so now, they're paying taxes. They've never refused to pay taxes. Let's have a conversation on even if you have to increase taxes, which sectors do we target and how do we achieve it in a way that is sustainable and in a way that does not cause hardship and collapse in our economy. In fact, if you look at the results of the oil sales in the past 1 week, what I always told you, what's called the Laffer curve is in play. The oil companies are reporting that they're selling less fuel
with the new prices
than they were selling before. That's the Laffer curve. Because once you reach a certain point, it's diminishing returns. People stop using that particular product because they can't afford it. So where you are hoping to raise more money from that engagement, you are now going to raise less. So you increase the VAT on fuel by 16% from 8%, whereas before you are spending 100,000 liters per week. Now maybe you are spending 20,000 liters per week. That is what people are consuming. So what do you end up? You end up getting less from that revenue target than you are doing before. I told you last time about the capital gains. Year on year. Last year, capital gains was 5%. January to April. Then this year, January to April. That time it was 5%. This year they increased to 15%. January to April. Collection. They collected 10 billion shillings less when they increased the capital gains than when it was 5%. So whenever you come up with this punitive measure, people just abandon it. So you don't even get the mandate. You need to have innovative ways of bringing people into the tax bracket by making the cost of taxation low. Then now you encourage, you maximize on what you call the economies of scale. So more and more people are able to participate and buy into the area. Because one of the largest components of tax is what you call consumer tax. So encourage people, flow of money in that economy, let people consume more. And the more they consume, the more you collect. That is what our administration, when we sit in the chair, will be doing. We will be encouraging people to spend and to consume more by reducing the cost of production, reducing the cost of taxes for consumables, so that people are able to participate more and more in that economy. And you have quicker flow of money and returns to the government and to the people. You also noticed this week something interesting has happened. Baba took a bus.
To town. He has to walk to the bus station.
He walked to the bus station. I think in keeping to terms with what he had said before, was that he is going to encourage people to carpool.
Yeah.
So he decided to carpool in a matatu.
Yes.
Then he went into the CBD to address a crowd.
Yeah.
And interestingly, note that even that whole political statement he was making, and even addressing people in the CBD, there was no violence.
Yeah.
Because when the police who came, they just stood on the side and there was no violence. Now, that's a demonstration of what we say people should be able to freely demonstrate and picket, express themselves.
Yeah.
And even when they call these other meetings, the police should not, when they say that we're doing our meeting on this particular day, they should just allow them to demonstrate. You may not agree with the reason why they're demonstrating, but just provide security. Let them demonstrate, let them express themselves, and life continues. Yeah. But when you see some police officers, I always say some, not all of them, because you have, I believe there are officers who mean well to the people of Kenya. I cannot condemn our whole institution system. No, just individuals within the system who are giving them service apartment.
Yeah.
When they start now, you deploy strong arm tactics, batons, tear gas, guns to quell a demonstration. Yeah. You are now pitting, a police service is supposed to be a service to the people. You are now forced to turn on the people that you are meant to serve. Yeah. So you are now brutalizing them, you are maiming them. So you are constantly now seeing during Mandamano, it's a fight between the police and the people. That is a very bad thing that should not happen. Yeah. The police should just keep off. Let these people demonstrate, let them do whatever they're doing within the confines of the law. Yeah. And you just preserve law and order. No need to even deploy tear gas. Yeah. In developed countries, tear gas, is a banned substance. That thing should not be used. What is it for? Because it affects the respiratory system. It can kill of an individual. So, but here we are struggling with issues of tear gas, water cannon. You are trying to spray chemicals on the citizens and arm. So I hope at some point common sense will prevail, and we will allow people to demonstrate freely, peacefully, make their statements, and we see what happens next.
And talking about the demonstrations, last week, when I think it was on Friday, when the first phase of demonstrations after the finance bill started, we saw almost countrywide, even places that have not always been active taking participation in demonstrations, came out just to push for the agenda that life is sort of. Does it mean that with time, if something is not done, this is going to be massive? And what might be the impact if all Kenyans decide to
I believe that this is the real question of today. Yeah. Utafungua sava ya tumbo, I told you last time. Utafungua sava na sava tunataka kufungua ni ya tumbo.
Yes.
Sio sava ya hiyo ingine. Fanya ya tumbo kwanza ya saizi. And that unites all Kenyans. Because the high cost of living is affecting Kenyans, whether they are in Azimio, Kenya Kwanza, Safina, whether they belong to a political party or not belong. We all are confronted every day with the spiraling high cost of living. And there seems to be no response from the Kenya Kwanza administration that you can say is addressing this spiraling cost of living. So Kenyans are concerned, and Kenyans are going to, more and more Kenyans are going to express their displeasure through demonstrations on this spiraling cost of living. And it is onerous on them to quickly nip this in the bud. Because what I witnessed on Sabasaba was, in my view, it was not even an Azimio-owned process. It was a Kenyan-owned process. Azimio just happens to be on the side where a majority of Kenyans seems to be aligning at this particular point. And Kenya Kwanza, you need to wake up, you need to smell the coffee. The kitchen is on fire.
Yes.
You need to quickly come out and attend. Zakayo lazima shuke. No, something else I conclude.
Yes.
Was this thing about the G2G. I mentioned it before in this show. This oil importation. You saw yesterday the government said they want to renegotiate the G2G oil deal.
Yes.
Imefika September. Itaturamba. I told you this thing.
And by the way, you said September.
I said we are going to September.
Yes.
And already they are failing. Because this deal was meant to reduce, to ease the demand on the dollar. That time the dollar was trading at 128 Kenya shillings to the dollar.
At the time of the
At the time of the negotiation. And it was meant to bring it down to 120, 115.
Yeah.
As I'm talking to you now, the dollar is retailing at 142 Kenya shillings to the dollar. Now, then you have an opportunity that when comes September, you're supposed to make payments of almost 500 million in dollars. Where will you get these dollars from? And the price of the dollar is going up. So, it's a problem. And as I said, Kenya Kwanza doesn't have what we call an economic eye to the issues of governance and how the decisions they make will play out. And this one was theirs. This was their skunk. They must carry it when it collapses. And it's going to collapse. That's what I said then, and I repeat it today. We will be sitting here in September. When it has collapsed, I will tell you, I said it will collapse. We're in a crisis because of this knee-jerk reaction. Signing a deal without thinking through. And coming up with clear terms of how to address what was the problem at the time. But that is enough for the week. But there's more that is going to happen. We have Mandamano tomorrow. And I've seen several other sectors, the truck drivers, the taxi apps operators, even teachers want to call for a strike. So we are going to see more and more organizations joining these strikes. And the most important thing is that people are now joining irrespective of their tribal affiliations or their political parties. We are finding commonality on issues. We want an issue-based conversation in this country, so that let's discuss the issues. Let us, and we hope that is going to play out when we start now playing even our politics. It will be issue-based, not fake promises or tribal amendments that are not addressing the key concerns of Mwananchi.
And is Safina ready?
Safina is very ready. Safina, I told you, when the land was full of iniquity, and God wanted to destroy the world, He told Noah to build an ark. You know you're a Jew from Moma, you don't know what an ark is in Swahili. An ark is called Safina. He told Noah to build Safina. And he told Noah that all those who want to be saved, wawili waingie kwa Safina. All animals, even fishes, birds, were entering the ark to be saved. They entered Safina. Then God told Noah to lock the door. And those who refused to join the Safina were washed away by the floods. And the ark settled on Mount Ararat. So also with us. If you want to be saved, if you want to be in the new future of Kenya, the Kenya that we are going to discuss politics or issues, we are going to have an economic blueprint that is meaningful, not full of rhetoric. A blueprint that changes the lives of the common man. Then God is asking you to join Safina. Enter Safina. Otherwise, you are going to be washed away by the floods that will wash away all these political parties that have caused us economic pain for the last 60 years. They cannot be the solution for the pain which they created. That is why, as we are Team Safina, strong to the core.
Wow. How can someone join Safina as we
just go to the website, fill the form, make an application, give us your personal details, your ID number, your constituency, your ward, polling station, and we will enlist you.
And you've officially become part of Safina.
Part of Safina.
Wow.
Yes, the Lord's vessel.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Asante sana wakili.
Okay.
And we look up to a positive week, and we hope that all is going to be well.
Yes.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thank you so much. Of course, my name is Fimi Kenya. Share with your friends, share with everyone, because this is the Reality Kenya, where we discuss your issues and everything that affects our livelihood each and every day as far as our lives are concerned. May God bless you. Until next time, bye-bye.